chatters. Welcome to, what was it? Leon Ross? Started out well, didn't we? Started out well. Which camera are we on? We on the front one, yeah?
Front one.
Front one. So we got 3 cameras that we're going to use, right? So Bob is alive. Chili. Welcome in. So we got 3 cameras we're going to use, right? We've been messing on this setup for a little bit. So you got the one that you're looking at me on now. There's the other one. I don't know if you want to switch to that.
You want to kind of close up just so you can see.
Right, and then we got the paint-in cam on the bottom. Actually, see how this pans out for us. You gotta get your brew first. So if you haven't made brew, go grab your brew. I'm gonna 20-minute cafetiere press, but give me a sec. We're all set up, everyone. Swear on my life we haven't been doing this since 10 o'clock this morning. What have you been doing with your day? So not looking too shabby. What do you reckon? A little bit of shirt open scenario. The wig. Well, I say it's a wig. I grew this out just for this particular stream. Wig. Who's calling me out? Went to the barber's fresh this morning for this cut. Yeah, gotta pour the coffee. It's the important bit. Can't paint without coffee. But yeah, I got Ross as my executive producer today. He's behind Nagrand. If you've seen Nagrand already, so Ross is going to be sorting us out with some Nagrand vibes. How do I sound on the mic anyway? Can you hear me all right? If I've got a mess with it, then we'll have a little tweak before we get started. Is it all right? Welcome in. I don't know, like we normally go live like in the evening, so I'm not quite sure how this is going to pan out for us. So we'll find out as we go, I guess. We'll find out as we go. But we've also got the legend himself joining us today, so we'll see how that pans out. I think his throw is still better than mine, even though he's plastic. But I'll be honest with you. But I'll take my dubs. Anyway, we're not going to take too long. I've already set up my paints. I would do like typical Bob Ross style and like just be like, oh yeah, they're going across the screen so you can see what I'm using. But I don't even remember the name properly, so I don't expect Ross to. So no pressure, Ross. No pressure. Right, let me just dump a bit of white on you. I don't know. Have any of you seen any Bob Ross painting in the past? Have you seen any Bob Ross painting? Because there's a particular method or style that Bob Ross uses, which means I should be done in like an hour. But I am not the Bob Ross, so this could be a bit of a ropey one for me. But let me just get a bit of white on it first. So the first thing he does, right, is get some of the white on the canvas, just so it gets a bit more, so you're not like painting dead on. Because if you paint dead on, it becomes like sludgy, whereas this should just make it all glide. And then I should get like, what is it? A nice effect when I'm using the different brushes. It should just apply as opposed to just like grouping the paint. Say that like I know exactly what I'm doing. And this is only my 3rd ever picture I've painted mine. I'm no pro. I am far away from a pro Bob Ross, I'll be honest with you. It's just I've watched enough Bob Ross, and one day I said to the missus, right, I'm going to do a little Bob Ross on my own. And she was like, Leon, whatever makes you happy, brother. She didn't actually say brother, but whatever makes you happy. So I was like, all right, sick. So then I think it was last Christmas, I just said to everyone, give me all your gift cards for Hobbycraft and go in full Bob Ross. So that's what I ended up doing. And I only ever painted 2 pictures with it. Until this year. And I thought, you know what? Screw it, we'll do one more. But this year we'll do as part of Streamseed and we'll do it with a chat. So we'll see how we go. But there's been a bit of debate on what I feel like I'm going to paint today. Originally I was just going to do like some nice festive winter scene where I thought, where's the fun in that? When we could just go somewhere a bit alien. So I think we're going to go for some maybe snowy Nagrand type vibes. I don't know if any of you know Nagrand, Mrs. Quack. I know you don't, because you're still debating whether or not World of Warcraft is something you want to play. And it should always be something you want to play, in my opinion. And I think the man behind the green curtain would also agree that World of Warcraft is the game to be playing. Unless you're going to go League of Legends, obviously. I think that was the debate, wasn't it? League of Legends and World of Warcraft. So let me just make sure that's all slicked up. Oh! Here we are, Bob Ross style, slicked up and ready to go. Yeah, boy. So I describe my day-to-day life, I reckon. Not I wake up and slick up in the morning, man. That's a bit weird. Don't laugh at me, Ross. That's just how I roll. Right, that paintbrush is absolutely rinsed. I don't know what's happened to that, but it's seen things. Are we on the 4K, Ross?
No, we are.
Right, I'm just going to check you on the 4K, right? Because I'm going to run you through a bit of what we got. So we obviously got the paint, standard, as you do. Right, we've got all the paint set up there just in case we need a bit of extra business going on. We've got the water, we've got the paint thinner. This side of the table, we've obviously got our painting cam. We need to get that one going. Coffee, standard. And then we just got like paper towels, bits of paints and stuff like that. So just so you guys can see what I've got going on without me just sort of diving straight in. But yeah, I've even got the chest out for this. Chest out. It's not Bob Ross unless your chest is out. It sounds weird to say out loud, but it is what it is. Right, I gotta figure out what the hell I'm gonna do. Right, this is a good start. I talked for like 5 minutes and I haven't even worked out what I'm painting yet. So far I've just painted white on white. So let me swig my coffee and we'll have a bit of a dub. A bit of a think. So, originally, someone asked me, let me take a look at the chat. Look at that deep V. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. You can see my belly button at the bottom of that V. Don't forget the dev. Oh, man. If I beat the devil out of it in here, right, it is going to go everywhere. But I feel like I'm lacking if I don't. So, I apologise to the wife in advance if I start beating the devil out of it. So what do we got? This is really Leon and Ross. We're combined. This is not Leon Ross as in the Bob Ross. This is Leon and Ross combined into one person, Chili. Except I need the shoulders. I'm missing shoulders. What else have we got? Happy little accidents. Maybe not with the paint. Gentle strokes. Right, let's come back down. Check them on 4K. Don't forget to beat the devil out of it. Right. Okay, I'm caught up. So, where was I? I'm going to go for like Nagrand vibes, I think. So I'm going to need a floating mountain. I think someone's, like a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember who it was. I can't remember if it was you, Quack, asking me if I was going to follow a Bob Ross painting. And apparently, like when you're doing a Bob Ross thing, the whole thing was the technique was easy enough for you to just draw your mind and it was your world. So I'm just going to draw my own world. Now I've never done a floating island before, so this could go horrendously wrong. So I'm just trying to think of the layers as I go here. Because I've purposely not thought too much about it. So we can like just muddle through this together. So I'm going to need a background. So I'm going to need some mountains in it. Oh, that was like my initiation session. I need some mountains. Start doing a bit of that. That was like initiation. Every now and again, I can hear a Ross chuckle from behind the curtain. Yeah, boy. So what do we know? Oh, we got all the cameras on the screen, haven't we? We did the setup, so I don't have to wonder. Right, I'm just gonna go ham. I'm thinking, right, if we get a floating mountain, that's gonna be like a centerpiece for this thing. Then I don't want my background mountains to be too high because I want this thing to be like all about it. No, man, it's got to come from my brain. If it doesn't come from my brain, then it's sad. I don't know why it's sad. So I'm gonna go for my mountains like halfway down instead of higher up. So when I've done this before, I've done them as like the centerpiece. Whereas if that floating mountain's there and I want that floating mountain to be like above everything else, then my mountains need to be lower, but also in the background. So I'm just gonna run with it. I'm just gonna run with it and take a stab. Oh, that was hard to watch. Let me put a bit of grey in there, a bit of white even. Blue mountains, but then again we're in Nagrand, aren't we? We can have whatever colour mountains we bloody want. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So I'm going to go low on the mountain there. Right. Let's bring that in. This could be dicey, but we're going to go for like a full-blown mountain range all the way across the back. Ross, don't call me out if this isn't true to Nagrand 100%, alright? I'm not that good, but after this I will be applying for a job with Blizzard to draw Nagrand as a career. Sorry, Streamseed, but Nagrand calls. So if I just get a bit of that in. There we are, done. Lake, sorted. Skill issue. It's a skill issue. Who can believe we've got Leon doing this? Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Getting dubbed in my own chat. My own business, like. Right, let's get that in there. And we'll get that one there. Like I said, I got no idea where this is going to go yet, so we're just going to run with it. Just going to run with it. But what I do know is I want a nice little range, and I want that range to sort of just go away as we get further away from the picture. So I'm going to do that there, and then we'll peak that one there, and then that can go away. I felt like that was ASMR then. I felt so close to the mic. I could almost taste the chat. Can you hear the brush strokes, chat? Just out of, well, the knife strokes. This is ASMR. If you all just stop talking, that just means you're sleeping, because this has been such a good Bob Ross stream so far that you've decided to call it. So I'm going to whack that one in there. Right. So what I'm going to do now, right, is try and get rid of these mountains as much as possible and just really blur them into the background, because they don't necessarily need to be any foreground material whatsoever. So I'll leave them here. We could call this a day. I might just sign this abstract. Don't worry about it. Call it a day. Let's have a quick drink. See what you guys are up to. So it's all like the beautiful sound of someone cheese grating their feet. Whatever you're into, right? I'm not going to judge you. I know you're not talking about my ASMR stream again. I do wonder, mind, how long can I withstand the throw before I itch my head into oblivion? It's not too bad, to be honest. It's not too bad. I've worn some horrendous wigs over my years. This is not the worst. I don't even know why. Right, let's go. I'm gonna go straight in. Actually, I'm gonna put a bit of white over the top, and then I'll blend it out. Actually, let me blend that out first. Hang on, chat. Hang on, we'll just take a bit of the white. Don't worry, this is all background. Doesn't matter if it looks a bit garble. I just need to lose some of this heaviness off these mountains at the moment. Go on, we'll run with that one. That brush will do it, won't it? Doesn't matter if the peaks are there, because I'll cover them up in a bit. It's more about actually getting rid of some of the heaviness of it I'm worried about. Do you know what, right? My mind has quickly gone, oh my god, we're going into oblivion. I've lost it. I've lost the plot. Nah, we're good. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. Don't judge me. We're all friends, yeah. It's not a happy little tree in sight, really, is it? I haven't beat the devil out of anything yet, either. You'll see me smash the devil into a paper towel. That's as far as I'm going to go with this. Talking about painting, chat. Talking about painting. Don't judge me. That one's always got to be in the background as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Alright, I'm going to run with that. That could be worse. We've got to start. I'm going to go over with some white anyway, and then we'll mystify it into the background. It's not going to be... Oh, that was nearly a beat the devil out of them. Almost done that naturally, instinctively. For some reason, I looked at the mic to look at you. Don't even know why that is. You're over there. Right, what do I want? I want some white. Let's go. Believe it or not, once I get into the flow of it, we'll pick up a bit of speed now. It's been... When did I do my last one? Oh, now we're talking. It's got to be a good 8 months ago. So this is me going, yeah, I'm going to Bob Ross it. Without any sort of real practice over the last 8 months. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see how it goes. It'll be alright. It'll be alright, chat. Right. Now I'm going to risk this, right? And I'm just going to get some of the white and run back over it. Just to really get into the background. I don't want these mountains to be like heavy at all. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to get the knife out and put a bit of snow on. And then I'll get them into the background. So, paper towel me, boys. Good way to start the year, though. Gotta get in there. What have we got? Still waiting for that studio. Oh, don't be like that now. Don't be like that, chat. Come on, Brian. A Leon Ross original. Hang on, what have I missed? We need a charity auction for this bad boy. Whoa. Now you're talking. Do you know what? That's brave of you to say, right? That's brave of you to assume that this thing is going to even be sellable. Absolutely brave. But I'm down. Could be worse. That's good. That is a good start to the year. I quite like that, Brian. It's a good shout. It's a good shout. Right, let me get some of this. Get some of this snow on these peaks, and then we'll worry about getting them blurred into the background. So, just actually, I'm going to use the other white. That's the gesso, so that's a bit thinner. I want to get a heavier white. Look at that. Spoke as if I knew what I was talking about then. Right, I'm gonna do the Bob Ross tack here, right? And I'll come up to the 4K so you can see this, right? So I'm gonna flatten the paint out, yeah. So it goes nice and flat. I'm gonna have to flatten that, and then the cut. Just to get the roll of paint, right? That's how you know you're a Bob Rosser, when you can get the roll of paint. I say that's barely a roll. It's more a mini roll, but I'll take it. I'll take my mini roll. How do people actually hold this and paint at the same time? I got no idea how that's even done. So I'm going to drag this one across. Just get some snow on there. This will start to look better, chap. Promise. Promise. Once we get a couple of layers in. Get a couple of layers in. And remember, these mountains are going well into the background. So we don't want them to be too detailed at all, because otherwise it'll take away from the fact that we're going to have a big floating Grand Island in the middle. Or that's what the dream is anyway. That is the dream. Where's my paper towel gone? Here you are. I'm in the wrong stream. What's happened? Not looking for paper towel goodness and happy trees? Don't be like that. How's everyone's Christmas and New Year been, by the way? So who's that? Who's that F. Ross? I'm in for the long run. You got your matchsticks out. Is that I'm guessing that's the chocolate matchsticks. And not just you with a box of matches saying this is going to take so long I'm going to light candles to continue watching because my electricity is going to run out. Don't be like that. Can't take too long. I've got to go out for food tonight. This is it now. We're in it for the long haul. See you here on New Year's Day as we continue to finish this bad boy. Okay. We're getting there, chat. Don't you worry about it. We're getting there. A couple more little bits on you now, and then we'll move on to actually doing something more solid. Something more solid. Do you know what? I do think I could probably use some thicker paints. What do you want for Christmas next year? Thick paints, please. Yeah, concentration phase, concentration phase. Concentration phase. Would have thought we'd be doing this at Streamseed, eh? What are you going to do, guys? We're going to build an app and paint mountains because we're into it. Yeah, Christmas was good, man. Like a million miles an hour though. Last year, I think it was last year, I had like COVID, so it was like it lasted forever because I didn't see anyone. But this year, it just sort of went on. Not went on. It just disappeared. Sorry, like quicker than I could even anticipate. Which was a bit sad, really, because you want to enjoy your time off, don't you? But yeah, it took just went away from me, unfortunately. But it was still good, though. Still good. Can't believe Brian's going to buy my painting after this. This is wild. Yeah, boy. Right, let's grab a bit of that. So what I'm trying to do here, right, is just get a nice darker cut. Not too dark, but just a little bit darker. because I want that mountain to have a bit of shadow before I blend it out. So I almost want the mountains to be complete, then blend it out, so it goes into the background, but they look complete. What I got to be careful of is I don't bloody run out of time, and then I end up having, what's the word I want? Like just mountains stuck to the page because I haven't blended them quick enough. So let me just get a bit of this going. We don't want to put this first one. So that mountain's behind, so we can just give him a bit of that. Bring him down, and then that mountain can be. Let's think. If we've got the shadow there, lights there, so we want a little bit of shadow there. But then I reckon this mountain crosses over the other one. So we just get a real sort of heavy shadow across the top there. I think that's the way I'm going to run this. So one of the best bits I liked about the Bob Ross stuff was how you can just sort of push mountains back. I think that was one of the things that was in his thing. Like you can design a mountain, but then use it to literally push other mountains back through shadow and stuff like that. Which was I just always thought was a really cool concept. Like especially when you think of places like the old Nagrand, where you design this world on like a PC, but someone's had to draw it at some point and had to get that vision out. So yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. Yeah, I just want to iterate again. I'm no pro, right? I'm no pro. All these techers you're hearing from me, right? It's just techers I'm part in. Because I'm no pro, but it's all Gooch. It's all Gucci. We're all friends here. Right, let's take that bit of stuff up there. Right, that'll run it. I'm going to leave that like that, and then we're going to get this going right back into the distance. So this could go horribly wrong, but there's only one way to find out, right? There's only one way to find out. And I think I'm going to go big brush in it. If this is going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong heavy. All right, here we go. Let's get a big brush in here. Get a bit of paint thinner on the old boy. Do you know the best bit? There's loads of water, like 3 feet from the PC that's running this stream. So if I flip this paintbrush and everything just goes off, just know that Ross is kicking my wig off, alright? Just know that's what's going down. And I wouldn't blame him. What's that? It's not about quality. You're not supposed to start the sky. Do you know what? You got a fair shout there. I have just forgotten about my sky, but it doesn't matter because this mountain's going to go into the background and we missed it out anyway. So just take it as that's what's happened. But you are completely right, Chili. I have forgotten my sky. That's okay. I'm not worried about it. I'm not worried about it. So once we've misted these, we'll layer the sky on and then we'll have a lower like mist for the clouds in. So it was all part of the plan, Chili. It's all part of the plan. Or so he says. So look. There's a wet ass brush. Do you know what? I'm going to steal a tea towel. Hang on. This is how to annoy your wife 101. Grab a tea towel, which I burned yesterday by the way, and just dry all your brushes in it. Safe to say, this will be the last painting I ever do, because I'll be ganked come this evening. Right, we'll leave that over there. Right, let's mist these bad boys out, shall we? God, I'm nervous for this chat, I'm not gonna lie. I've never done this before, where I've just sort of painted the mountains and then just gone wild, which is why I haven't put much detail in, because I don't want it to be a lot. But this could just go horribly wrong, so. Here goes. Oh! Right, that's all sky. It's all sky, don't worry about it. No, that's alright. I'm just gonna crack straight down, ready? Oh, this is spooky. Here we go. Oh, do you know what? That didn't go as bad as I thought. If I just get rid of some of the paint on the bottom, and then I'm going to mist it again, so it's not the end of the world. And the sky will be there, so the sky will be a bluish colour anyway. So I'm just going to rip it all down, alright? Oh, do you know what? I've gone in now. I'm in. It's too late now, I'm in. Just got to accept the fact that this is happening. me get a drier brush and have another crack. Do you know, I'll fan brush it. Let's fan brush it. So these are going to be misted, so I'm going to go over them in white anyway. I've lost a bit more of the white than I intended, but it's not the end of the world. I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried, chat. So if I can keep a little bit of that detail in the back, like I said, these mountains are going to be way out. So if I just do that. Do you know when you like, if you ever watch Bob Ross, right? It's one of these, you just go, oh my God, he's ruined it. And then you'll save it. Now this is going to go one or two ways. Either I've ruined it and I will absolutely save it, or I've ruined it and I've just ruined it, right? There's no two minds about this. It's going to go one or two ways. But I'm confident. I'm confident I can save it. Right. Am I going to get as much off that as possible? And I'm even going to paper towel it before I put some more on. Bear in mind, I've never done this before. This is just me running with this attempt at doing really shadowed mountains. So, like I said, horribly wrong or not. But what I want to do and what I'm trying to do is get this as dry as possible. So when I then apply the whiter mist over the top and do the sky chili, that it doesn't like eat the colour. Because otherwise I'll end up with all sorts of random colours in the sky. So I'm almost just trying to dry this out sooner than it needs to be dried out. And then we'll go over it. Okay. What's going on in the chat? Restart chat? What's happened? Oh no, we're alright. Ganked. Hang on. I know, my eyes are just going to big words, right? If you want me, hit me with the caps, right? I'm going to see you first. Eats into Ross's KFC fund. What do you think provides the KFC fund? It's all these back alley paintings. This is the only way we get KFC funds. This is what Streamseed's founded on. Alright, okay. Mountains in the background. We'll go over them with the white and we'll mist them out. But I'm gonna dab the white in, I think, instead of going heavy with the brush. Actually, I've got this brush with the white in. Let's just make sure we dry some of that out. Bit of the old paint thinner, innit? Who would have thought, right, that this was your Saturday content? What are you doing Saturday, guys? Oh, well, I'm going to watch this, bald man who's typically bald, with a big afro, and attempt something absolutely obscene. What do we think of the camera angles, by the way? I know I pointed them out at the start, but is it nice to have a couple of these bad boys? I know we don't typically use multi-cam setups, but we're pushing some creative boundaries. Now that we've got the app side and the creative side, we want to, stretch the old creative fingers a bit and see how it pans out. See where we can get going. This painting's going for the price of a boneless bucket, right? It's for charity, bro. It's Ross's KFC charity. Here we go. Over $9,000. Oh wow, who knows? So this was rerun on New Year's Day. You might have to. Keep rerunning it. Right, here we go. Let's get some white mist going. Bring the mist. Do I use the gesso? Do I want to go gesso or do I want to go? No, I'm gonna run with what I got. We're already deep. There's no going back now. There's no going back. So we're just gonna run with what we got. I'm literally gonna apply the tiniest bit of white paint you've ever seen in your life. Because any more than that, and we might be in trouble. Just literally want to dab this in to start with, right? Because I want these mountains to almost disappear into the background. I just want them to be a shadowy piece of something as opposed to anything of real weight. We just want them to know that they exist. Alright, that was a lot of heavy paint. Stop talking for all of 2 seconds because my concentration face is out in full. 4K concentration. Is that even a thing? 4K concentration?
What is that?
It is now. It is now. Surprised the dog hasn't kicked off yet. Normally, as soon as I start talking, it's a license for the old dog to start kicking up a notch. All right, so I'm just going to give this now a bit of this. Right, this looks really ropey, right? I'll be honest with you, but can you still see some of the mountains in the back because it dried, which is fine because that's what we want. I like just confidently, as long as you're confident about it, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So misty mountains in the background, and now we'll layer some other stuff on there. So I'm just going to like batch up the bottom of that canvas now with some different blues and everything, because this is going to be Nagrand, and I want to put like a Christmassy vibe on it. So I don't want it to go like too over the top, but I want to get some different layers building up in the bottom, because then we'll put some trees and some bits and pieces in later on. That is doing me in beyond all hope, but our sky is going to cover it, so no stress. No stress. Right, let's get that cleaned up. What have we got, chat? Any wow heads? It's got to be some wow heads in chat, isn't it? Surely. Oh, Beardo's in, yeah. Here's a wow head. Gay turtleneck out. I've traded the turtleneck today for something a little more a little more on display than my typical turtleneck. But I might just wait out to dinner tonight for you. Take a picture. Send it your way. There's always got to be love for the turtleneck, bro. I'm going to beat the devil slightly. Not too heavy. I don't want to cut off Ross's PC and then lose a year. Oh, this tea towel's had a kick in. I'm not going to lie. It's all sorts. Alright, let's get this sky in, shall we? What should we do sky-wise? Should we go blue or should we go for a red? Like, that doesn't matter because it's going to be a big island there eventually, yeah? So we're doing a bit of Nagrand floating isles, right? So I'm going to have a floating island in the middle. So whatever's behind it doesn't really matter. Just thinking, what sky do we want? Do we want to go for something maybe a bit more red? Like a reddish type vibe? Or do we want to go for just blue sky? I think blue sky, the only problem with that is we're going to end up having blue sky with like a white, snowy sort of drop, which could just mean that we've got loads of the same colour, which isn't always a bad thing, but let's kick it up a notch. I'm going to go red, or like a pinky sky. I'm already bought in now. I've already accepted my fate. Question is, do I have... I can go red, yeah. Did I put red down? I didn't. Alright, we're going red. Literally a drop. That red is strong, like. What's that now? How about early morning, blue, touch of pink? Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I just want to make sure this brush is absolutely dry, because otherwise I'm going to end up in a bit of a scenario. What is that now? Canvas is a bit dry. I might touch up the white on it as well. So would you believe that we're in the Streamseed HQ right now? This is the office that Ross always wanted. It's got a sink. It's even got my dishes. It's got it all. This was the thing with the Bob Ross, right? Like, when you watch Bob, he does it all in half hour, right? Because he's, like, got about 17,000 brushes. Whereas, for your average guy, he's only got one set, so... I'm a little bit out the loop, which is why I'm absolutely rinsing this tea towel, but... Alright, let's get a bit of white on it, then we'll get a bit of red on it. Let's do it. Roll the sleeves up. We're going deep. And the white, I'm going to cover majority of it in white anyway, just to push everything back a bit more. So this is the designated white brush. Get on it, big boy. I'm going to go heavy on this. I'm going to go heavy. Ross, I can't tell if you're breathing out of anxiety or just breathing. One of us is breathing with anxiety here. Oh, just punched the our paint cam. John, when this all is said and done, right, if this doesn't look great, I'm just going to swap it out for my other one while we do a tactical break. And then you're all going to think, oh my god, yeah, Lee, that turned out really well. Looks nothing like this painting, but don't worry about it. We don't know, don't do. Right, I'm going to go all the way down with this white. And push those mountains back again. Literally, I want them to almost disappear, like... And then we're almost at the time now where we're going to go for red. Like I said, once we go red, we'll go on top of it with a couple of the greens, get some trees in, get some rolling hills in, and then we'll be well on our way. Well on our way. Beautiful. Right. So I think we got a pretty good base coming, actually. Even though it's taken me way longer because I absolutely rinsed these mountains, but don't worry about it. They're well in the back now, so I'm happy with that. We can do, once we got like the shape of what we're going to do with our floating island, we can bring in some other bits and pieces later. But I think that just gives it the depth I was looking for. Right, let's get some red. This could be absolutely dicey. Don't judge me, chat. You know, I'm going to use the knife and mix that up a little bit, actually. Because otherwise, we're going to be doing it on the brush, and that's a recipe for disaster. So take the red, and I'm going to literally just mix it straight into that. Let's see if you can see what's going on. Actually, let me get a bit more white, and then I'll show you. Right, let me come over here. Come over here, ready? So I'm literally just going to get this, and literally mix it into a super thin pink. It can't be heavy at all, because otherwise it'll ruin it completely. It's maybe even too heavy still. Get more white in it. And literally, I don't want to go Barbie pink, right? That's asking for trouble. What's going on in the chat? Nothing? You guys are, you alright? You haven't fallen asleep to my ASMR vibes yet? Alright, we'll take it. I'm going to just try that, actually. That might not be too bad. Let's get rid of that on there. Get the big brush out, have a crack. See how this pans out. Moment of truth this is, guys, honestly. Oh, do you know what? I'm not too upset about that. I'm not too upset about that whatsoever. Get a bit more on there. So I mean about putting that white on first so it doesn't just slodge, it just sort of all goes gradient style. Hang on, I'm going to move this boom a tiny bit to the left. I'm not a pro with a big easel yet, so I'm going in with the desktop version. Oh fuck! I caught a bit of brown. Don't worry about it. It's all part of the show. Don't worry about it. It's meant to happen. It's meant to happen, boys. It's what it is. We'll get some clouds in and out, sort this right out. Do you know, actually, that's not bad to add a bit of that purpley vibe. Especially as you get lower, because it's got a bit of something about it. I might actually put a bit more of that in. Oh, I'll have to be so careful. Or... Because as it gets lower, it'd be quite nice to have the pink all the way through, wouldn't it? And then we can bring that mist in over the top of our mountains from earlier. Oh look, it's all coming together. I told you, didn't I? I told you. Don't worry about the sky, Chili. Don't worry about the sky. We'll get there last. So we've got a bit of everything going on now, which is nice. Bring that down. How are we doing, chat? We alright? We're good. Gucci. We're Gucci. Have you ever painted, by the way? Like, firstly, has anyone done a Bob Ross type of painting? And secondly, if not, have you just painted in general? Like, is this something that you guys have done? And if so, what made you do it? If not, why wouldn't you do it? Just quite interested both ways. Because I never saw myself being a painter. I've always been, like, creative, but I never saw myself doing this. So it sort of came out of nowhere after Bob Ross. I was going to say I discovered Bob Ross, but I feel like you discovered me. Discovered me in the chat one day. So yeah, it was not something that I saw sort of coming my way. So I was quite surprised really when I was like, oh, do you know what? I'm going to give this a go. Yeah, really enjoyed it. So I used to paint Warhammer. So, you know, Warhammer, right? That was something that I loved in school. I was like, oh my god, I really want to sort of get into Warhammer. A lot of the boys I bothered with were all Warhammer junkies. And it was one of those things I was like, do you know what, this could be a thing. But I just never ended up buying it. I think it was just the cost of it back in when I was in school was just heavy. Do you mean it wasn't me forking out 40 quid for a Chaos Space Marine unit? It was the old girl who was my mother like. So I was just like, well, that was never going to happen. And did I want to sacrifice my my gaming Christmas presents for Warhammer painting? Probably not. But now it's definitely something that I'd consider. But I know one of the boys is a bit of a Warhammer junkie, and he spends like, I don't know, like 50, 60, 100 quid on these different units, and I'm like, they look epic, and I could see myself doing it, but I just don't know if I have enough, like, not necessarily downtime, but do you know when like you're like, oh, I've got like a couple of hours free? I couldn't see me doing that for a couple of hours free, not because I don't think it's cool, but just because I think I'd end up sitting there going, oh my god, I need to do something else. I need to just get involved. I'd probably do one unit every couple of days or something. Perhaps it's not a bad shout, actually. Because you could do undercoats, then you could go over the top, couldn't you? So maybe I could just do it over time. Yeah, food for thought. Food for thought. I know a couple of people are doing the Necromunda stuff as well. I used to pay more. Price-wise, is even worse now. Like, what are we talking for? Like a normal sort of small pack of, I don't know, like 4 Space Marines or something like that. What's the damage? What's the damage? Because I wouldn't mind starting with something like that. But then do you only get like the Dreadnought, like the big old boy when you see the old Warhammer? What's it called? Like cinematics, and you think, oh my god, that is what I want to paint. Or one of the tanks. And I don't know what it is about the Space Marine tanks, and they're just so chunky and dense. It's just like, oh, I need that in my life. But they go up to like, we're talking like 100 quid, aren't we? At least 20 quid for a squad. Oh, that's not that bad, actually. I thought it would be worse than that. Then I guess you've got to buy the paints and everything with it the first time you do it. So it's a bit of a nightmare. But it could always be worse. Right, we're going to chuck some clouds on this. I don't know if I'm going to go for actually, I'm going to put a little bit of a darker pink at the bottom, and then I'm going to go clouds. But don't forget, most of this is going to just disappear into the background when we put the big floating island in a bit. Something I'm, I don't know, getting a bit more nervous about the closer we get to it, because that's where the detail lives. And then we're going to do some little trees and stuff on it as well, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah. Appreciate you bearing with me while we get to the end of this. Get the end of this. Actually, get to this next part. So, right, that looks a bit Barbie pink to me. Give me 2 seconds. Whoop. So where we go? How the heck did you grow your hair so fast? Asking for Brian. Well, I went to the barber's and I walked in and I was like, oh yeah, this is Miracle Grow 101, and he just poured a packet of seeds on my head. And that was about as far as it went, really. Oh, Ross, you own a Pringle? Oh, my man. My man. Oh, what the... You can't hear someone crack a tub of Pringles and not have a Pringle. All right. I'm just going to go first. You know, I quite like that light pink, but I think this is more of what I was after. Especially when we get the clouds on and stuff in a minute, and then we got the island over the back. He says, hopefully. If not, I'll just go full Jackson Pollock on it, we'll be alright. You enjoying those Pringles, Ross? Pringles for me.
Oh.
What's everyone planning content-wise then for next year? What's your thoughts so far? I've seen a couple of people talking goals and bits and pieces like that, but what's your, not necessarily goal, but what's your, what would you like to do content-wise? Would that be more IRL stuff? Would it be more of what you're doing now? You know, what does that look like for you? I think for us, we got a bit more of a creative vision going into next year. So we're going to obviously have the app side of stuff that we're working on now. But there's going to be a creative element of Streamseed as well that focuses more on production side and working with people to do things more IRL, but, you know, with their content at home as well. So just looking at it, you know, a couple of these sorts of projects to really flex the old muscle going into that new year, I think. But yeah, I'd love to know what you were planning. What you were planning, and what events you're going to as well. Like, what's on your radar for next year? I've seen a couple of Insomnia things flying around already, which is always good, because that's one that I think we'll be at. But then, you know, what's your thoughts about other events? I know there's a few people who go to like WASD and a few things like that as well. So I'm interested to know what's on your radar really. Right, let me get some clouds going. So we kind of lost our mountains a little bit with our sky, but I'm not too worried about it. It's all going to provide some depth after, so if anyone asks, we meant to do it, so don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm just going to go straight white already. I'm going to put that right up against the 4K. Oh, yeah, but oh, hang on, it's got some weird... Fine, that's alright, we're going for... thing. Did that show the lines on the camera then, Ross?
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why. It's interesting. I'm just going to go heavy with a couple of clouds. We'll feather these bad boys out, and then we'll get stuck into some actual scenery. And then this is a weird brush, right? Like, I've never really used this brush before. It's just like it goes gradually into like a stabby sort of scenario. I don't quite know what it's all about, but yeah, we'll give it a go with some clouds, won't we? Could be worse. We'll get those clouds like, we'll leave a bit of pink in there, but I want to get the majority of them covering a lot of that top area there. And we'll come back with a bit of a darker vibe in a minute. Smush a couple of these out. Right, I'll just get that disappearing off canvas. That bit can come in. We'll just do that. Beautiful. Let's get that one there. We'll get one a bit lower down. Maybe a smaller one. Just a bit of a wispy one. Just doing his own thing. And then we'll come down the bottom. Give me a continuation of the end of the cloud, maybe. Maybe he's a big boy. I don't know. Find out. I don't want too many clouds. I do like the pink color, but I just think, you know, when you're in Nagrand, it's not typically I don't know. What's on the picture? Are we looking at a cloudy Nagrand, Ross? Or are we looking at a blue skies Nagrand? What's the blue skies? So when I was talking about clouds in Nagrand, just completely ignore that chat. That's lies. Nagrand is beautiful blue skies. You can get your plane there tomorrow. I might layer these a little bit actually. Bring that in. Still trying to work out how I'm going to do this floating island now, but we got it. We're alright, we're Gucci. We're Gucci. I'm just going to put another big cloud across the middle, even though the floating island's going to take the majority of this away. I just think it just makes me feel better, knowing that it exists in the background somewhere. Okay. Right, and now we gotta fluff him a little bit. Don't want to use that heavy one. It's a bit bigger than that. No, that'll do perfectly. And concentration mode, chat. Concentration mode. Concentration. There we are. Concentration's coming in. Still here, just relax into Leon Ross. What can you make it nice and close to the mic, Chili, and give you a little bit of this 4K ASMR vibe? Is that what you're after? That's one way to relax on a Saturday, innit? To be fair, I sound like a bit of a weird guy, so it's not really relaxing. It's more get out my ear, you creepy man. So fine. Let me just take a quick look at what content you guys are planning. Let's make more YouTube content. It won't be gaming related. I already do that on Twitch. Definitely more of the vlogs, of gaming events and such. Do you know what? I think me and Ross share the desire to get some real good IRL stuff going on. Just because we tend to be around places. I mean, we go to like different events, and we go to, well, with the app stuff now, it's going to be more of a, you know, we got to go and do this, we got to go and do that, we got to meet these people, we got software developers and stuff we're going to be talking to. So there's loads of elements where we need to get out into the world. And I think from our perspective is like, why do we want to sort of do that behind closed doors when we can just share that with you guys? So I think you'll start to see a lot more IRL from us going into 2024. Just in terms of, you know, like I said, going to different places, whether that be UK or abroad, depending on who we're dealing with. So you'll find out more about what we're working on with the app specifically in CEO Diaries. So I think that was Monday the 1st. So start the first day of the new year, we'll start with some CEO Diaries. And I'll tell you more about the app. We've been doing loads of great work behind the scenes on sort of bringing that app to life, or well, I say bringing it to life, it's more understanding the real meat of the app, I think, is the way I'd go with it. Because we had the concept, and we know the concept's solid, but bringing that to life is a whole other kettle of fish. So we've got lots of good work to do there, but we've got a really good foundation so far. So as we go into 2024 now, you'll start to see lots more app-related content, which is good, because that plays into helping you guys achieve what you need to achieve. So yeah, plenty to see and share there as we go on our travels. Oh, cool. I can remember that. Maybe they're a little disjointed, but don't worry about it. I'm going to put a little bit of grey into some of these clouds, just so we can get a bit of. I don't want to start raining in Nagrand on Christmas, but you know, don't worry about it. Just a little bit of grey, just to bring a bit of shape into them. Yeah, that's what I got in mind. Do you know what? That worked really well on the cloud that I'm going to cover with a floating island. Damn. Should have started elsewhere. But let's add a bit of life into there. Best bit about clouds, you can't really get them wrong. Because you literally just tap in it and then moving the brush to just build a bit of depth. Me saying this, the man who painted mountains that no longer exist, but whatever. Who's judging? Don't be like that. Right, let's go. Just add a bit more grey into the bottom of these, and then I want to get a bit in the middle, because I feel like if you're just doing like a flat cloud, it looks super flat. Whereas what I want to get is a little bit of grey built in, like through the middle of the cloud as well, so it looks like there's some heavy work going on in the middle. Well, that was a bit of a heavy grey, but don't worry, we're good. We're Gucci. We're Gucci. We got him. Just get rid of some of that. Add a bit of white in there. We'll be fine, chat. We'll be fine. He's going to go in the background anyway, so this is our test cloud. Don't stress about him. And then we'll go over here. We'll add a bit to these bad boys. Let's go in there. Let's grab a bit of that. Pan that out. A bit of white. Beautiful. Alright, Bob, when he did this, right, he's like, doesn't really touch his clouds. And they look cool, don't get me wrong, I got no beef with Bob and his lack of cloud touching, but for me, I just want him to have a bit of life, like, I just want him to have a little bit extra going on. Especially at the bottom, where you'd expect it to be a bit heavier. Not on dissing Bob's cloud approach. He's got a solid cloud approach. Okay, you can remember that. Alright. Alright. That one at the top, that's a mean old cloud, and he's got some proper grey vibes. He's about to go nuts. And I think because he's at the top, maybe he's got a bit more shadow than the others, because they've got the pinker sky pulling through. See, it's all meant to happen. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Right. Okay, I'm going to leave that. We're going to go for the floating island in a minute now. I was going to say this could be disastrous, but at the moment I think we've managed to walk into pretty much every disaster situation that we've had, so we're just going to crack on with that. We're going. And who knows? Might pan out. No beef with Bob. Do you know, I'll take that quote. I've got no beef with Bob. But what we do share is a nice V. Oh, stretch it out. Stretch it out. Pringle, anyone? Ross, do you want a Pringle? Okay. I'm not going to fluff these too hard. I'm going to pretty much leave them as they are, because I don't want to end up going over the clouds for like a week. So I'm going to just cut straight in with the island. I'm going to start with the island. No. I'm going to start with the ground, and I'll put the island over the top. So we know if the ground is dry, there's nothing going on down there. So I'm just going to hit that up with a little bit of white, and then we're going to get straight in with some of our greens, and we're going to start carving out some of this land. This is where we'll go from chilled to ruined almost instantly. But let's find out, shall we? Let's find out where we go. Let's get a bit of white on there first. Slick this up a little bit. Whoever slicked it up, Ross. Man behind the camera, he said. Not today. Not today. Right, I'm going to go all in there. Now, what do I want? What do I want colour-wise? I'm going to go and just dig it out. So Nagrand, if you're looking at the green screen, it's got like lots of jaggedy edges. I know it's got some rolling hills and things, but mainly I think there's a lot of jagged because it's on the edge of that outland area. So I'm going to go for some jaggedy type, gorge type vibes. And then maybe put some rolling hills. I'll maybe do the rolling hills first, and then I'll go for the jaggedy vibes. No, I'm going to go jaggedy vibes. Screw it. I went back and forth in my head about 17 times before actually getting to that then. So we're going to go for a darker colour. It's going to be an earthy colour. So we're going to go straight up brown. This is going to look dark as hell, alright? Well, you can see it a little bit there. I'll put it up here as well. It's going to go dark as hell, this is, but That's just how we roll. This is how we roll at Leon Ross. Once it's ruined, it's always ruined. Oh wow! Right, get a foot down. Right, here we go. So I'm just going to go in, and then we'll decide how this is going to pan out. Oh, is he going to go in? He is. I'm just going to go straight in on it. Oh boys, it's too late now. It's no going back now. No going back now. Not quite sure what this is going to be yet, I'll be honest with you. Looks like just a turd at the moment. I think we're just going to go for some like earthy type mountains. I'll get some grass and stuff on there later. I just wanted to have like almost like a rolling effect and just not be anything too heavy. Because we can always blend it out. And then like I said, the main bit of this is going to be that floating island, so I better get a move on for that in a bit. We'll tackle that one as well. So I'm just going to bring this straight down. We'll get some water and things in, get a bit of a watery vibe going on. And we'll go from there. So if I just bring that up. You know, it's been interesting doing something a little bit different though. I think because I'm going for like, when I've done the last two of these, I've gone for just like wintry scenes, which is all well and good, but so I think I wanted to go for a bit more of an alien vibe. So I've just gone for something a bit wilder. That sky looks amazing. Do you want chili? I'll take her. I'll take her, right? Because we're on the back foot, yes, son. We're on the back foot, so I'll take it. I'm just putting in some earthy type mountains. Well, not mountains, but some earthy type ranges now. Because I want to create like a bit of a gorge and have like some grassy sort of hills, but I wanted to pour over this earthy type mountain. But at the moment, it just looks a bit like a dump. I'll be honest with you, but we'll get out of this now. Don't worry about it. So bring her down. Because remember, for us to have this big floating island, it needs to be like scenery needs to almost be not bird's eye view, but to be pushed. So we're seeing like everything down below. So if we get like a big lake in there, and then build around there, we can get some grassy vibes. The trees are going to have to look tiny at the bottom, because otherwise we're going to end up with like a weird perspective. So I'm just going to see how this goes. So I'm just going to almost draw this like I'm going to put the lake in after. I'm just going to sort of get that base of what I think this is going to look like prior to the lake, which is going to be like here. So I'm just going to go round. So if I bring that in there as well. And then just come up this side. So look, we still got a bit of those mountains in the background there, which is quite nice. So if I bring that down, and then when we do this floating island, it's going to be a few different colours, because you're not going to just have earth on the bottom here. I think Nagran probably does, but I think you'll have like a rock base, so it's going to be almost like a greyer point there, then into some earth, and then grass. But I don't know if I want to do like the top of the rock or just have like the big rock face and then sort of curve it in. I haven't quite got that far in my head yet. I can see it in my head, but describing that to you guys is not as easy as it sounds. So I'm going to do that on the bottom. This is going to be like really far out. What I should have done, right, was not focused on the mountain or the rock as much, but pushed that well into the back, but it's too late for that now. We're too deep. Unless I do a couple. Maybe I could do 1, 2, and then 3. Don't know. Find out. Maybe 2. Maybe 2. Then it could be less detailed, but still look cool. Okay. So we got that. That's a base for our earthy mountain vibe. Then we've got the rocky, floaty bit that's going to be there. So this will need a little bit of green on it to be that hilly mountain range. And then we'll get the rest going. So 1, 2, 3. Let's bring that down. So I'm just going to pop this up a little bit for a second. I'm just going to give a little bit of Something out to the mid. Thing is, this is going to run off anyway, so this lake will be bigger than our canvas. Not that that matters too much at this point in time, I'll be honest with you. So we're just going to run that there and run that down. It would be really cool if I just did a waterfall off the island. I just don't know if I got that skill. Don't know if I'm skilly enough to get a waterfall coming off the island, I'll be honest. There's only one way to find out, don't I? I'm not even too mad if I ruin this completely, because at least we're going to try something a bit new. I've never done like a shot this far out before. Normally the mountains are like really like in your face. Like, where's the other one? Oh, it's in there. 2 secs, I'll show you now. So with this one, right, the mountains are like right in your face. So there's no like getting away from that whatsoever. And then it just sort of brushes down into the water. But I wanted to avoid that completely with this one and just go for like that overview type perspective. Just make it a little bit more on top of you almost. So we'll see where it goes. This coffee is about as warm as the ice cold water of Nagrand in my picture, I'll be honest. But there's no wasting good coffee. In the chat. Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. If you are listening in, ASMR wise, tell me what you're doing for New Year's. What's your plans? What you got going on? While I load this up, ready to start getting some rolling hills. So this doesn't have to be too detailed. Once I get this in, I'm going to have to start going trees. Yeah, I'm going to start going trees in. So I'm going to go for a lighter grass vibe. And then I'll get the trees on top of that then. That's almost like fluorescent. Bloody hell. You're rinsing, kids, now. And I got to be careful of the water as well. So I'm going to have to get some sort of rock to break the dirt and the water up a little bit. Man, that green is hench. Straight in there with the white, don't worry about it. Straight in there with the white, let's go. Yeah, we are going to run with that. Mix this up. Just going to bring, right, some green onto the top of these mountains, and then we'll mix them up, and we'll get some of the darker green as well then. Oh, wow, that is bright. Maybe I'll add a bit of dark straight into that actually. Can't have it that bright, can we? Start a rave every time you fly over. Oh, I'm mixing in the dark. No wonder I can't see the colour that comes out. Turn to my left, complete darkness. Don't worry about it. Alright, here we go. Oh, yeah, boy. Alright, let's grab a bit of that. I'm just going to come over the top of that. Rolling Hills of Nagrand. Oh, that's a bit better. So we can bring it in. And like I said, it doesn't matter too much if there's like earth that's coming through. Because A, we'll put some trees on in a sec anyway. And B, you know, you don't always get 100% grass here. There's always some earth that pops through. So I'm not too stressed. Yeah, Green Hills. Something I've never done before. Something I've never done before. So we'll just go, I'm going to keep that one lighter, and then I'll use a darker green to push that second one back, I think. And then I'll come back over it with the light just to make sure that it's gone. So if I just space that one out, grab a slice of that action, and then I'll just bring that into there. So we can push those right back. Ooh, punch the old cam. Oh, do you know, I just realised I'm holding my easel like a pro. Get out of here. Right, so we'll bring that over. I'm not too worried about this middle piece just because it's going to get pushed back into the background anyway. So I'm not too stressed out about it. So I'll just come over here and I'm going to do the same with this one. Just give that a bit of the darker one. We'll go back over more with the light now. I just want to make sure that we get some of this darker stuff in the background before we worry too much about the light. So swoosh that in. Beautiful. What we'll do then is we'll create a peak in the front here to bring that together. Cool. Not gonna lie, guys, this is one of the sketchiest jobs I've done, I'll be honest. But don't worry about it. We're all good. So I'm going to get a little bit of light in there, just because I think we're facing that way. So a little bit of light there. I'm going to grab the same lighter green. Just get a little dab there. There we go. And then get rid of that. Get a bit more. And then cut across it. Because when you cut across it, then it pushes that mountain back. Sweet. My art teacher was here now, he'd be like, Leon, what have we done? And I'd be like, got no idea, bro. Not a sausage, but I'm enjoying it, so what's the matter? Right, so light's coming in there. I'm going to create, I might create a bit of darkness there as well. Just bring that down. We'll put some trees and stuff on there later, so I'm not too stressed out about it. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Legit now, kind of want this picture. Do you? You're going to have it. My wife don't want it. Tell you now. Nah, be alright. Be alright once it's done. Do you know, I think the sky bit at the start chopped quite a bit of the time. So I'm going to just get these mountains done. Just get in there. Just get in there. Slowly but surely. Like I said, I want some of these mountains to just almost fall into the back of the picture. Not like the last ones. There's still, you still got like a range there. But it's not, it hasn't pulled through like I wanted originally. And you know, I'm just going to clean that off. Otherwise, you're going to end up with some dark green in your light green. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. All you need now is an Alliance Dwarf. All I need now, Haley, is some skill. This is a skill issue, right? Nothing more. Nothing more. Leon Ross. Let's go. I just realised Ross has dumped all these Pringles. Are still here. Well, that wasn't even a sentence. That just come out. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Oh man, not with this picture I haven't. My clouds look good. My mountains at the moment are a little bit sketchy. They'll get there. They'll get there. Just takes a little bit of time, a little bit of love. A little bit of love. Right, let's get more of this dark green flying around the back. And then we'll get some more of that light green over there. So what I want is I want some of the brown to pop through. Because I think with the brown coming through, you know that what you're dealing with. I'm not too worried about the detail of it. Because I haven't even got into the brush yet. This is just raw colour on canvas sort of job. So once I get the brush in, I can make this all a bit more swooshy. But for now, I just want to get some of that roll-in sort of green hill type vibe on there. And that'll be fine for me. So bring that up there, get a dab of that there. And then we'll do some rocks around the lake. Because having those rocks around the lake then will mean that we don't have a jarring cut off between mountain and lake. It should look a bit more like, almost like a beachy type vibe. Which means that we get a natural border. And we don't have to worry about some of this dirt flying around. Okay, I'm going to go straight in for the lighter green on the one side now, I think. Oh, Ross. I just realised I got a little bit of pink on this wire. I know. I owe you money. Trade you for a KFC fund.
Oh.
Sound effects in the background. Hang on, what's going on? It's alright, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's got to be a little bit spacey, haven't it? Like I said, I've done a couple of normal ones. There's only so many normal ones you can do when you play lots of games. Like playing World of Warcraft, me and Ross were saying earlier, there's so many options for different places in World of Warcraft. If we were to do this for like once a month, you could have like 4 years worth of content just by painting different areas, which is wild. So watch this space. It might not be the last time you see me in this freaky wig. I'll be in your dreams next. Don't worry about it. Alright, let's grab that. Right, I'm going to get the brush out in a minute now and give these mountains a bit of love. But for now, they just need to exist, to be honest. And again, I'm not too worried about the actual detail yet. I'll put some trees and stuff like that in later, because I want more of the detail to be in the rock. Although I'm a little bit worried about getting that detail in with so much paint on, but we'll see how it goes. So that's that mountain. And we know that he's light on this side, so the light's coming in this sort of way. So what I'm going to do is just grab a bit of dark green and just darken this side. So it looks like we've got a separate sort of face. And then we'll worry about blending all that together. So I want to get that there. So he's got a bit of a face. If I cut that like that, grab a bit of the green, and then just bring that down. And then we can cut away there. And I can get some of that. And we can get this bottom bit. That's giving us our bowl. We got a bowl. This is what we were after. We got a bit of a dark green down the bottom of there, because then we'll cut that off with the lighter green. So it looks like we've got almost like a mini mountain underneath the big mountain. Boring, am I, Ross? Got him yawning bit, huh? ASMR yawn. GG. Next time I'll just come on and start reading audiobooks. Get it going. Right, let's whack over there. Let's grab a bit of that light green. And just bring that into there like that. And then we've got that darker piece of mountain in there. A little bit of the lighter green. Okay, cool. It's giving me roughly what I want. Roughly what I want. So the last thing I do is the block mountain in the middle. But I might just do it a little bit lower so I can keep a little bit of this cloud, because I really like this cloud in the middle. I really like the cloud in the middle. And the trees I'm going to go for, like I said, it was going to be more of a winter vibe, but I think we've gone away with that with some of the grass, but you can't be too wintry in Nagrand, can you? So I'm going to just come back in with some of like almost like autumny colour, yellowy trees, maybe some red. Just whack that in later. Do you know what, alright? Fair play to Bob, right? It's been like over an hour now that I've been messing around with this, and he was doing them. He was banging them out in 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Man's on fire. But then he done like 10,000 odd paintings, I guess. When you're practicing week on week, you can just smash them out, can't you? It doesn't matter. Okay, we're going to get some rocks and that in. Start sorting this water out. So I'll do the water first. Actually, I need to even out my mountains. But we'll do some water first, and then we'll go in for the rocks. So the rock. Oh no, actually, which way around do I want to do this? It's all about the layers, isn't it? So I'll do the water. No, the water can be alright. We'll go rocks, and then we'll just add some really small indents just to make it a bit more. That's what I'm looking for. Add a bit of detail to it. Detail. Surprised this wig is still going strong, I'll be honest. Surprised the dog's not going strong. That shocked me more. Okay. Here's where the fun happens. So the deep breaths occur. And I'm going to use the other side of the brush to give me some of that light green as well. So if I just drag that down into the dirt, and then I can use the other side, get me some of that light green in there. Oh, I don't trust it. Too much dark green on it. I don't trust. I got trust issues, clearly. Something didn't quite pan out. Here's a painting related one. If you could do any painting of anywhere in the world, where would it be? Where would it be? I think I've gone a bit alien, obviously, like, but where would you go? Where would you go? Ooh, that brought the mud through, like, pretty heavy then. It's pretty cool, actually. It's like a bit of a wasteland at the bottom. Well, alright, still going. Oh, now you've come out to see me, puppy. Now you've come out. Chad, do you want to see puppy? She wants to see you, apparently. Alright, let me bring her here and then I'll check it out. Yeah, come see. Come see the chat. Yeah. Look. See, it's not so bad. It's not so bad, is it? It's not so bad. Alright, 2 seconds, chat. Right, okay, we're back. Dog's outside, leaving us alone for a couple of minutes while we mop these mountains up. So I want the mountains, right, to sort of not cross each other, but to push each other back. So I want this mountain coming down this way, because I quite like the thought of that sweeping into the water. But you want to leave some of the top bit on it. So what I might do is get one of my smaller brushes out actually and just fine tune some of these mountains to be a bit more subtle. So if I bring that like that, and then it can roll. So it's not like a pointy mountain, but I want it to have some sort of urgency to it. So I'll let that roll down there, scoop out a bay. Beautiful. Then I'll run that all the way down. Like this thing is forming the valley around this leg. That's what I want. That's the vibe I'm after. So if I just bring that in there, follow that through there. Give that a bit of a roll on the top. Just gonna add a little bit of extra green in there, just to get that edge the way I want it. So pop out there. Beautiful. It's almost giving us like a grassy type of vibe now. I would like to bring some trees in that in, and then we'll do the final hurrah on the floaty mountain at the top to bring it together. But these mountains are starting to look cool now. Starting to get a bit of a life of their own. And do you know what I love about the way that all the colours sort of come together? Is you get like the different tones, like different grasses, different shadows. Like look at that there. It just looks like different colours and shadows and stuff coming through. Love that. And then I'll grab a little bit of that lighter green on the other side and just pull that in. And that's giving us a nice little bit of shadow there. And then I'll do the same there. Pull that in there. Just let that drip down. because that's going to overtake that other mountain, push that one back. So if I just bring that across and down, it pushes that one back, which is class. And then the big one goes up in there and pushes that one back as well. So they all just push each other back as you go further and further in. Then I can bring this right down. So if I grab that top bit and then pull it, I can bring that down there. And then we get this shadowed bit at the bottom, which is fine. So that's all coming down into that lake anyway, so it's all disappearing in the water. And put a couple of little rocks and things in there in a sec. Hang on, chat. I know I haven't looked at chat in a couple of seconds. Give me 2 minutes. Let's see what you guys are up to. Unless you're Gucci, even Boss Ross needs a puppy break. 100%. Do you know what, though, right? Bob didn't leave the video midway through. He was pre-recorded Quack, right? Which meant that he probably left about 600 times and they just knitted it all together. And then he'd come back with like a squirrel in his pocket or something. So, trust me, right? We're just going live. We're just going hardcore. Actually, would he have been pre-recorded? Yeah, he would have been pre-recorded. I don't know. Second guessing myself now. But I imagine he would have. So, that's going to come down there. And then that mountain's going to push the other mountain back. So I'm just going to get a tiny bit of this light green. That's going to be a tiny bit. So I don't want to overpower it. And I just want that to come down. Take away some of that mountain. So that can come like that. And that can come down there. And like I said, we'll get some rocks and like a quick beachy sort of vibe in a second coming in. And that'll give us the end of that. So beautiful. Come on, give me it. What I'm trying to go there, chat, right, is just a couple bits of that canvas I want to just come into play a little bit. Stop messing around with my feelings. There we are. I'll do. I'll just get a little bit of a lighter one because we pushed that mountain back. So I want to lose that mountain a little bit. And just bring this mountain in. Can I just come back to Quack when I don't remember Ross taking a break? Or Bob Ross taking a break? You're not old enough to remember Bob Ross in the hay. Alright, I'm just saying. Just putting it out there. Stop trying to breeze. Right. Beautiful. I've just got that darker bit of a vibe at the back. Bring some of this forward. That'll overtake it. Sick. And then that's all rock. So we're not worried about that. Okay, cool. Right, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to put some rocks in there and then we're going to get our floating island in. Let's do this. I'm going to have to do a tactical BRB again for 3 seconds in a minute. He survived none. True. Just because my dog crawled under the fence the other day. It was in a different garden, so I'll go okay. Rock-wise, right? I'm not going to go for like your typical like grey rocks. I'm going to like mix it up with a bit of the like this darker what's it called? Alizarin Crimson. Alizarin Crimson. Get in there. Oh. Hang on. Right. 2 seconds, chat. Come on. She's a bit excited, bless her. Come here, come see me. Come see chat. Come here. If it comes to Ross, we'll just pop her in the other room. It's all good. So, do you want to come see chat? Come here. Come see him. Come see him. Look, we're painting. We're doing some painting, you know. I know. Look, they're there. And they're there. And they're there. You can see him 3 times. Right, go on in you go. In you go. Come back out. She'll settle down now. We'll pop her in the other room if needs be. Okay, I'm going to try and whip together some of these darker colours, right, just so you can see what I'm doing here, right, because this could go horribly wrong. So I'm going to go for some of the darker red and some of the grey, and almost make like a little bit of a weird plum. And I'm going to use that for our rocks. So it's not like strictly earth speaking, but it's not like unreal either. So let's see where it goes. And I'm just going to literally whack these in as almost like a little beach type effect. Actually, I might do it with the brush and brush it into the water, because that might give us our beach effect that we're looking for. Then I'll just dot a couple of trees around then. I'm not going to go super detailed on the trees because I want to put that island in, but I'm aware that we've been going for quite a while now, chat, to be honest with you. It's no secret. It's no secret. So I'm just going to whack this in. See what happens. I don't want to go too hardcore on it, but I do need to get some in there. Bring this down. Ideally I need to be following these mountains, because otherwise it's going to look a bit sketchy. So bear with me, this is going to look sketchy as hell in the beginning, but we'll dab some of this out in a sec. Okay, and then we're going to go for our big mountain in the middle, which could go one or two ways, either really well or horrific. You are horrific, dog. Come here. I know, you're beautiful, I know. It's quite surprising you've been asleep for so long, I'll be honest. You're not normally a sleepy dog, are you? You're not normally sleepy. You can stay behind and watch me paint, is it? How does that sound? God, why is your heart beating so fast? Relax. It's only a Bob Ross stream. I know you're live, like, but don't get too heavy. Don't worry about it. Where are we at, chat? Dog. Shaved dog. It is a shaved dog now. She used to be huge. Well, I say huge. She used to be super fluffy. And then she became unfluffy very quickly. She's still a good egg. I'm going to bring some of this in. I just want it to be like, almost like, didn't you see like a pebbly type beach? I want it to just look like that, because remember, we're far away from these mountains. And I'll put a couple of trees and different bits and pieces in the sack, but I don't want us to feel like we're right in there if we're going to have this final piece of us being, of it being that mountain in the middle. So I almost just want it to be an obvious break between mountain and water, which is why I'm going for this this plum colour, to just make it a bit more obvious. So we'll just leave that there. I'll run that back up. And then I'm going to pull this into the water then. This could go one or two ways, chat, I'll be honest. Could go one or two ways. Right, dog. I might need to put you down for this. This could be heavy. Do I have... I'm just going to lob you in there. Come on, in you go. In you go. Come on, in your bed. Stay in there now. Pop her in there, chat. She might kick a door open, but we'll find out. She might be like a foot tall, but she is all personality, I'm telling you. Right, okay. Let's get this blended in. So what did we use last time? We used this. I'll tell you what, Ross, if she pipes up, I'll just put her in the conservatory now. Okay, you ready? You ready? Let's go. So we're going to grab a bit of that. And a bit of that darker green. So if I just bring this up so you can see what we got going on. Just a bit of the greens. And I'm just going to blend this mountain into the stone. So it almost looks like it's just overtaking it. Yeah, that's what I want. And then we'll just add a bit more for the water itself then. Oh, look at that. That's giving me quite a nice vibe. And I can blend this further up. Pull some of this down. And then we're going to use the water to get rid of some of the last of it. So if we just keep doing that. Then we got this bit. Pull that in. And then we can come this way. Pull some of that in. This has turned less like Nagrand and more like No Grand. But don't worry about it. We're running with it. Festive Christmas vibes, yo. That's all we're here for today. So it's got like a weird valleys sort of vibe to it. We just get like the coaly sort of cliff face jobs. Oh, cool. And then I'm just going to run the water over that then and give us a bit more of a watery vibe. And I'm going to use this brush to do it. When it comes to this mountain in the middle, like the trees themselves will be quite an easy one. The mountain in the middle should be quite an easy one because it's predominantly rock, so we don't have to necessarily worry about trees and foliage and stuff. The biggest bit was just building up this background so it didn't look on its own. So once this, bit of water goes in now and we can blend some of this out, I think we'll be looking all right. To put that mountain there, maybe a tree or two on it. Why not? Might make it a bit closer than I originally planned. Right, let's do this dance. Let's do this dance. Let's go. Right, okay. Ooh, look at that. Turned into a fro. Turned into a fro. Here we go. Right. Just gonna grab some blues. Try and stick a couple of these brush strokes together. I'm going to use a bit of white actually, because I don't want this blue to be like super overpowering, so it'll end up looking like, I don't know, like a 1980s kitchen, and yeah, don't want any of that action. That's better. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Alright, bear with me, chat. I'm going for the old canvas grab. Definitely not a Bob Ross tactic, but don't worry about it. We're all friends here. Oh, pulled a bit of green in there. Get rid of that bad boy. This doesn't matter too much. So if I just get a base layer there. You can see I've lost some of my slickness. It's taken me a bit longer to get some of this paint across than it was earlier. The thing with water as well is keeping it straight is a pain. So as I get out to the edges, I'll use a smaller brush. Make sure that I don't gank some of my water. I don't mind pulling a bit of that green in. It's not the end of the world. Right, okay, so let's get there. We're getting there. Going to even this up now with a smaller brush, and we should be Gucci for some tree action. Like I said, it's weird painting this small. like less detail, but more, almost more colours because of it. It's like odd. Whereas when you paint like up close, you can use less colours, but the dab does more of the detail. It just feels a bit weird to be doing it the other way around because we're painting from so far away. Right. This looks a bit heavy on the blue side. Let's drop a little bit of that blue with that white in there. Sick. Sick. How many times did you hear Bob Ross say the word sick? Make sure she's alright. Yeah, she's just. I was like looking through the window, like, oh my god, I can't see her. Where's she gone? And she was like right up against the glass looking at me. Right, okay. Let's take a look. See what we got. I'm going to go quite thick with this, I think. I'm going to go quite thick. Just get some of that heavy base on there. Said for me, it's more about just getting some, making sure these like match up and don't sort of have any sort of gaps. So I don't mind too much if the water isn't. That's what I'm looking for. Isn't like perfect because it's so far away, but at the same time, it'd be nice just to make sure that we're at least touching the right elements. It's gonna get a bit heavy at the top. Big old lake, man. Bloody hell. How are we looking? Still dog. Seems to be the ASMR mix this does, Ross. Maybe we're going to go into ASMR content. Shaved chests and painting. Maybe this is the way forward. Right, okay, I think we're pretty much done with that now. I'm just going to add a couple little bits of white in the middle so we can get a couple of streaks in there. And then that's our lakey bit done, I think. Okay. Right, let me whip a couple of trees in a bit quick, and then we can decide whether or not we want this floaty mountain. Right, let's go with the brown. Get a couple of these trees in. These are going to be like super. Hang on, that's going to be way too big. So what I want with this, Chad, right, is literally like just a couple of pencil trees, no real detail to it. Right, here we go. I might not even need to put trunks in. Could just go straight in with the colour. Where's my fan brush gone? There he is. Oh, he's going to be a bit big actually. He's going to be a bit big, Ross. Okay. Oh, this might be a bit sketchy, chat, I'm not going to lie. But we might get away with it. We might get away, especially as it starts to dry. So we don't want anything too heavy. And we can add a little bit of green. What's the timer looking like, Ross?
50.
Alright, okay. We're almost there then. We're almost there, chat. Don't stress. Want a couple of little somethings on the bottom there, just to make sure that it's not all mountain, so to speak. Just a couple of trees to make a bit more sense now as we get in there. Maybe not. We'll find out. We'll find out. We got 1%. That's not Ross. That's Ross. It is Ross. The real Ross. The real Slim Shady. Oh, bloody hell. Right. I'm literally just going to dab a couple of these little things continuing over the mountain so we can see that stuff's going on, but I'm not too worried about what it is. And they can sort of fizzle out into the valley a little bit. Okay, I just wanted a bit of that. Right, do we go for this island, Ross? Should we do it?
Yeah.
Big floating island in the middle. Ruin it or not ruin it. Either way. Right, screw it. Let's go. We're going to go for it. Right. This could be either dicey or unbelievably on point. I'm not quite sure which way it's going to go yet. Let me see what she wants in 2 seconds. Come on. Come in, yeah? Be quiet. For some reason, chat, when I start talking, an excuse for her to start. Come on, you can go outside. 2 seconds, chat. Come here. Come here. Come on. I know. It's not a choice. You'd rather a bark out there than in your chat, let's be honest. Right. Let's mop this. So we're going to go in, grab a bit of that, grab a bit of the dark colour, and then we're going to go straight in with our rock. So let's find out how this is going to pan out. Right, get ready. If you're listening in, right, and you're not watching, this is the time you want to turn on, because this is going to be a ruiner. This is either going to make it or break it. And we're all hoping for the first one, aren't we? Yeah? Don't lie to me, chat. The scary bit. Here we go. So what are we thinking? I'm going to start somewhere, and then we'll go for the save, alright? So I'm literally going to come in, I think, like here. So I'm just going to cut it. It's not going back now, chat. It's not going back now. Right across my nice cloud. And we'll drag it down a little bit. Bring it in. It's not going back now. We should have had a tall cam, because now you can see my toes curling at the thought of doing this. And I could have made some money from OnlyFans. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, this is scary, I'm not gonna lie. What do you reckon, Ross? Do you reckon we've
So you just brought in tar.
we've ruined it, haven't we? No, we haven't.
Fuck.
We'll save this now.
Go on.
He's going home. Chat, he's going home. Ross has abandoned me. Doesn't believe. Doesn't believe. Truth is, does chat believe? I'm working out on whether or not I believe. Currently. Truth of the matter is, I don't know yet. Let's just jagged it up a little bit. Get some jaggedy edges in there. And then there's always like a mini island which floats next to it, isn't it? Just little islands. So we'll get a couple of the little ones on there as well. We'll just do him in there like that. I'm going to grab another bit of that. Just bulk this mini one out a little bit. I quite like the thought of this almost being shadowed, but we'll get a nice thick layer on there, and then we'll start to work some of the other bits of it. So we'll bring that there. And it's got like a weird like red with the marble in it. It's quite nice. Oh, it's ruined, Ross.
What Pringle?
No, I still got some from earlier. Still up to my face in Pringles. I'm just going to bring this like up to the top and then bring it down the other side like that. And then we'll need to add some stuff to this. Okay. Okay, that's a start. It's a start, chat. Ruined. 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 Look at that. But can he save it? That is the question on Bob's mind. Can it be saved? Can it be saved? So I think we need some light and dark on this, right? So we've got like bedrocky style there, yeah? So I think we need some light and dark shadows. We need to give it a bit of some in. So I'm just going to put a couple of little blues into it, right? And because of the sun was coming this way, I'm just going to try and get a little bit of the blue almost down this side. And then like maybe cut some of this so we can see where the jagged edges are. So drag all of that in, drag a bit of that in, mix a bit of that in, see if we can go for the save. That's all dark. Some of that bedrocky type stuff pulling through. Oh, boys. Get a poll going, Ross. Can I save it? Yes or no? Can I save it? So that's the one side. And because we've done that on the one side for him, we'll have to come over and get our little one as well and say, well, you need to be saved as well, so you can have a little bit of shadowing on your side. Like so. Right, so that's a good start. It's a good start. Alright. That rock needs hella detail to save. Do you know what? You're not wrong. But have I got time to do hella detail? Let's find out. Right, so I reckon with a bit of the marble, right, I reckon we can play with this and make this a bit more detailed than you'd maybe think. So I'm going to whip in. I got white. I'm going to run with the blue. I'm going to run with the blue. Screw it. Let's do it. Let's run with the blue. Right, so we've got dark. Then I'm going to bring in some lighter shades of blue. I'll keep the brightness for the other side. Come on, Ross, get in on it.
No, I'm probably.
Come and see. Come and see in 4K.
I can't.
It's going to be saved. It's going to be saved, Ross. You got to believe. You got to believe, Ross. You got to believe. He doesn't believe, chat. He doesn't believe. It can be saved. It can always be saved. Oh, look at that. That's what we want. Some of that. Ross, it's the one. I found it. Can I repeat it? Unknown. So if we get a little bit of that, detailed type rock pulling through. You are?
bloody rain in it.
Oh yeah, let it in. Dog's out in the rain. Let it in.
It's fucking dog.
Oh, push it in and then open it up.
Oi. Come on.
She might go a bit nuts now. Put her in the conservatory if she does. It's all good. It's all good, chat. Any dog lover in the chat will know what we're dealing with. Come here. Hang on, chat. Give me a sec. Come here. Calm down, man. There's no need. Go on. You bed. Dogs, chat. Dogs. Or digs. Right, here we go. The save's coming. The save's coming, alright? Don't be shy. We're alright. We're doing better than I thought we would, actually. If I dab a little bit more in there. So what?
It's fucked up.
Well, if I keep applying more and more paint, Ross, then maybe, just maybe, we can get away with it. Or, it's just done. Needs to look like a rock. Take it. Maybe I've just thrown a big rock. Maybe that's all it is. Maybe this is just all perspective. It's perspective. The rock's just been thrown. Is it picking up the dog on the mic, Ross?
Well, not a lot.
All right, okay. Then hopefully, chat, she'll quiet down in 2 seconds. And she got a bit excited because we've been here a while. Right, I'm going to get some whites in now. But I'm going to go for like some browns as well. So I've gone for like the shadow that side, but I want to bring in like a little bit of almost like dirt. And bring that in. So let's try this out. So let's grab a bit of that, Right, that's what we're going to run with, alright? I'll put it there as well. That's what we're going to run with. Let's have a look. I don't know, that doesn't look as bad as I thought, chat. We might be onto a winner there. We might be onto a winner. We might be onto it. You know, it is like I don't know, just get a clenchy bit now, innit? Can we actually pull it off? I feel like it's going to be way harder to paint Nagran than I first thought, Ross. Do you know when you see the detail in World of Warcraft in the chat, for those who play World of Warcraft, when you see the detail and how that comes together, right? To think that somebody has gone and designed that, and it actually looks like what it should be. It's pretty wild, actually. I'm going to drag it down, right? See if I can get some perspective to float towards the bottom. Because then maybe that'll give us that perspective we're looking for. Ooh, look at that. I'll have a bit of that. We'll have a bit of that one. All right, let's go. Let's bring that in. I think this might be unsalvageable. Bob Ross would look at me now and go, Leon, just call it brother. Use those exact words as well. Just call it brother. Enough has been done. The chocolate mousse isn't going to cut it like. That bugs me. The little one looks alright, actually. It's the big one that's the trouble. Right, now what I'm going to do is just get a bit of green across the top. So if I'm going to go like, not luminous green, but I'm going to go brighter. See if we can salvage some of this. See what we can do with some of the green. Because I almost want to use the green to say, well, there is a top to it. But it's not really like super obvious, because the perspective would be you were looking up at this mountain, so you're never going to really see the green as such here. You're just going to know that it's there in some way, shape or form. And I guess what we could do is take a bit of the green. This is risking it again, another ruined, but we're already there, guys, so why not, like, and just pop that in there as like a little, almost like ridge. If I can do that. Should quiet down now. Should quiet down. This is why we need an office. Get rid of the dog, like. Be alright. So if I do that, right, and then come in with a bit of that, and then maybe just bring that in. I don't know if this has made it look worse, probably. YOLO. It's looking worse, chat, but don't worry about it. Can't get any worse than what it is, let's be real. Next time I'm just going to stick to painting some Welsh valleys. We'll be fine. We'll be alright. Welsh valleys it is. Don't leave it like that. Screw it. Right, and then I'm just going to whip a tree in. I'm going to whip a tree or two on the top, and then we're Gucci. I say we're Gucci, right? I'm acting like this has turned out incredible, right? But do you know what? Who are you to tell me any different, chat? Who are you to tell me whether or not this is not a masterpiece? I'll tell you, people with eyes. That's who you are. People with eyes. I'm literally just going to add, right, a couple of ropey trees on the top and see what happens. Because why not? This looks like a spiky rock. Maybe that's what we're going for. Maybe that's it. Maybe this has been the plan all along. Looks a bit ropey, I'll be honest, Chili. But I'm glad you like it. I'll take it. I'll take the dub, like. Right, let's just get a couple of leaves on these trees. Can we just get a 5 pence in the chat for the fact that these don't look half bad? I thought they were going to look worse, right? And they are by far not the worst bit of this painting. So I'll take any. I'll take anything. That will go. Oh, except that one. That one's seen things. It looks like yours. Do you know what? I am going to run one more bit on it, which is just going to be a bush at the bottom of these trees, just so they don't look too lonely. Ooh, that was just straight on the table then, as you do. Right, what am I going for? Actually, no, I'm not finished with the tree yet. Sorry, chat. I need a little bit of the dark on it because there needs a little bit of something in there. Brings it together. Right. It can't get any worse, so why not? Why not? Right, let's have a look. I want a little bit of this dark green. So all I'm going to do, just before I call it on it, because it's not going to get any better than this chat, to be honest. Let's just add a couple of little bushes at the bottom, just so we've got something in there. Like I said, you can't really see, because it's going to be higher in the air than everything else, but we'll just add a couple of these little wispy bits in there. Just so it's got a little bit of something going on. And then we'll add a little bit of yellow on there as well. And a bit of red on the other side. Just to give it a little bit of something. Maybe we'll do that at the bottom as well, actually. Not to get too over the top on it. Ross, do you want to sign your name on this one so you know it's not me that did it?
Oh,
Or you good?
no, I'm good.
Good? Leave this one to me, like. Right. Just going to add a little bit of something on the bottom just so it looks like there's some forestry or something going on down there. And I don't want to go for green necessarily because we've gone for like a greener hill, so I'm just going to stick with weird plant colours and go for red and yellow. And then we'll mop this up then. So I don't think it's going to get any better than this chat, to be honest. Ooh, a bit heavy there, to be honest. Right, I'm going to run with it. I'm going to have to leave it. Nagrand is Nagrand, chat. What do you want? What do you want from me? Yeah, I don't think I could do much better with this. With any more time, I'll be honest with you. I don't think time's my problem. I think my skill issue is. For Ross, all of our time for that. Do you know what? Right, I'm going to put that one back up.
I'll have to do a quick transition.
Do you know what? Let's just put them side by side, right? Because it's going to make me laugh to see it. Not that this one's class either.
Yeah, let me just send them the green screen.
Oh, do you know what? It's not that bad when I look at them both. Because they're both not that good. Chat, right? Just accept. Accept what I'm putting out in the world, right? Just accept it. Like that is pretty standard, but that is not.
Look at that, champ.
Can you see him? Obviously you can see him. He's the 6 foot man. Yeah, look at Nagrand. Fair play to Ross, by the way. With a better painter, Ross, this could have been class.
with a better painter.
Do you know what, though? It doesn't take away from the fun of doing it. I'll be honest with you. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to wrap this up now. Ooh. I think it's you, Ross. I think she just likes it.
Probably. I've got a sudden affliction of people just loving me.
You've got that thing going on a bit. Let me move that a bit. There we go. There we are. Chat, it's been an honour, honestly. Like I said, it's more about the thing that it's a little too green. Put the background back in. Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just need to take it and put it somewhere where no one will ever see it. Maybe a dark room. Maybe a dark room. It is what it is. Right, accept it, Chili. Accept it for what it is. Let me bring the pupper back a minute. Let me bring my pupper back. Come here. I got you. She just wants to be part of the chat, that's all. She actually, like, well, it sounded like she spoke to me, and you're not going to hear that. But yeah. At least I gave you some ASMR for your Saturday. I mean, it could be worse, chat. It could be worse. But no, I think we're going to wrap it up. I think I'm going to wrap it up. So I just want to say thanks for joining me. I know we wanted to do something a little off-piece, something a little bit different. Test out some camera angles, so we got ourselves a bit of a setup going on to give it a whirl. So maybe it's your turn. But yeah, we're back Monday with CEO Diaries. So today was more about my ropey painting, but Monday will actually be about our development and our app side of things and some of the work we've been doing over Christmas to make sure that we're bringing something cool and fresh to the table and something that is 100% going to be useful to content creators. So I'm excited to get into CEO Diaries. Ross is excited to pull down Nagrand as it stands.
What's that to move?
But yeah, it's good. Oh, I'm on the other cam. All right, sick. I don't know why. I thought it was on the 4K cam. I just saw myself in the afro again. God, I forgot to add it on. It's been so long. But yeah, it's been class. Appreciate you all coming out. Have a good weekend. Have a good new year. And I will see you on Monday for CEO Diaries. So until then, have a good one, guys. I'll see you later.